Hello, class. Hello, class. My name is Trần Thị Mai Hương. I'm an English teacher at Ngô Quyền High School in Hạ Long City, Quảng, Ninh province. Today, I will teach you the Unit 10, Lesson 4, Writing. So, let's begin the lesson. At first, in the first part, pre-writing, I want to ask you one question. What do you think are barriers to lifelong learning? You know, barriers. Barriers, it means that the thing that prevent you from lifelong learning. Okay, my suggestion is, I think the barriers to lifelong learnings are lack of finances and etc. And what about you? Let's think a little bit about it. So we come to the next part. Below is a bar chart describing the result of recent survey approximately 500 employees about barriers to lifelong learning. You have to complete the sentences describing the 5 barriers using the information in the chart and the useful expression in the box. So let's see. You have 5 sentences in total. So you have to fill in the missing information. Now look at the sentence 1. The survey and that 77% of employees and what lack of finances are the main barriers to lifelong learning. You know, employees, it means the people who work for organization, for company, and etc. And they are paid money by the employers. Employees, it means nhân viên, người lao động, người làm thuê. Now go to sentence 2. Lack of time words. Barriers and 66% lack of time, it means shortage of times. Go on, the sentence 3. About 22% of the employees and what in the survey had no idea of the importance of lifelong learning. Number 4. The irrelevance of the subject available and what 20% of the survey responses. Number 5. What or 10% of the employees were not interested in lifelong learning. So, what is the answers? So the key is number 1, you have a thought or shows is acceptable. And the next blank is pick. Number 2, the second rated. Number 3, interviewed out. Number 4, accounted for. Number 5, a minority or a very small number. It is acceptable. So we have finished the task 2. And then task 3. You use the sentence in 2 to write a description of 100 to 180 words about barriers to lifelong learning based on the information from the bar chart. For example, you can write down as the following. The introduction. The bar chart shows the result of a survey of approximately 500 employees about barriers to lifelong learning. And in the body, you can write down as follows. The survey found that there are 5 barriers that prevent people from participating in lifelong learning. However, these barriers are not equally important. Lack of finances is rated by most of the survey participants as the most important factor. More than 3/4, 77% of those who responded to the survey reported that it was their main problem. The second important factor is the lack of time. This was identified as a barrier by 66% of the research participants. Almost 2/3 and 2 more factors were picked by about 1/5 of the participants. These were the unawareness of the importance of lifelong learning, 22%, and the irrelevance of the subject, available, 20%. A small minority part of participants reported a lack of interest in learning, 10%. So the conclusion you can write down as follows. In conclusion, the top 2 factors that prevent employees from participating in lifelong learning are lack of finances and lack of time. It is clear that priority must be given to them when encouraging employees to pursue further education. So that is all my suggestions about the top 3. You can use the useful expression to make the writing completely. And then at home, you rewrite the chart at home, learn by heart the structures. And my lesson has come to an end. Goodbye for now. Thank you for listening.